Hi guys, Waynco713. So, you know the RPG tutorials BW King 16 had made? I'm gonna continue some of them. So, this one's gonna be about how to use the quest system and the spawn mobs. And without further ado, let's get into the video.
Zombie apocalypse.
So, this is a testing place that you see that both me and BW King 16 had made. What I'm going to go ahead and show first is the quest. So you have an NPC a lot like this. This is for Orion's kit. So the way it works is that there's a script here. The script is needed to do the quests and the talk. So the first thing is let's make a new NPC that just said that we're going to call chat. So we're going to call this guy chat to make it more specific for the video. And what you're going to see here is if I go under info, I'm going to go ahead and turn off and just make my camera invisible so that you can see what's going on here. So the way the quests work is this line specifies whether or not you want it to be a quest, because you can use this as chat, which is what the intention of chat is going to be. So if I set it to false, you still need the info.quest settings. I mean, you could actually just get rid of it probably. I guess I could go ahead and try that just to see what happens. But like I guess what I'm saying is we could leave this empty. And then here's the dialogue. So this dialogue, regardless of if there's quests or not, this runs when you're all done with quests. This right here is the dialogue that will be run, you know, if you still have a quest to do. Now, for this NPC, I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of all of the quests. So that's there is the dialogue. And yeah, it's gonna return info back to the script. And so basically, this right here, the camera distance, this adjusts. So the way the quests work, I actually am gonna go ahead and hit play to show you. I'm gonna talk to chat, which means you know, it's not gonna be a it's just gonna be a chat. So you have, so see, it zooms in. So the way it works is it's gonna zoom in on the NPC. You can still move around. See, like I'm moving around right here, but there's always a goodbye thing right here that says I have to go. Now, there is something I forgot to tell you. One very important thing. Two important things actually. If you're using Orion's kit, you have to make sure under security that you have studio access to API services turned on, or else you will not be able to move in Roblox Studio when you test it. Another thing is so part of the quest UI, there's actually two different things. There's additions right here that, you know, I'm pretty sure that does the quests or shows you the quest. Right here under Talk UI, that's the thing that's making you talk, right? By default, text scaled is not going to be enabled. You need to enable it. The way you need to enable text scaled is to go under Talk UI, Main, Dialog Frame, Label, and then you go under here and you make sure that this is checked. Otherwise, if you're playing the RPG game on phones, it will cut off the text. So you may be wondering, because BW King 16 kind of did a video already on this. It was kind of outdated and they added some new things to the quests. I'm showing you some of the new things. So, but I think that, so like, let's say I want to increase the camera distance to like 5, right? So what that's going to do is, the way it's read is how far away do you want the camera from the NPC. So when you increase it, it zooms out. And when you decrease it, it zooms in. See? Like you can see more of him, right? Um, Not just his face, but you see his body. But if I increase it to 1, or if I decrease it to 1, then it should be really close up. Yeah, like see extremely close. So that's how the camera distance works. Now, if you're let's talk about dialogues. So for dialogues, the way the NPCs work is you always have a start and an end for the chat. You're always going to have a start and an end. This is your end message. This is your start message. Right here is telling you what the NPC says to the player. Right here, this is what your responses are then. So right here for start, what this means is he's going to say hello. These are the choices you're presented with plus a goodbye, which goodbye will just take you, straight to the end. These are in a bracket, so you say hi, and then you say a number. These numbers can be increased. For example, I can have a number 3, but you need this in the string right here and this in integer form. And so you can say, how are you? Or you can say, hi. Then he's going to say this response. And then it's going to pull up these responses, right? So, and plus a goodbye. And so there's always going to be a goodbye response along with this. If you say this or goodbye, it's going to go to, see you soon. If you say, I'm good, but who are you? It's going to go to number 2. Just like if you said, who are you in the start. And it says, I am your friendly NPC. Then you're going to be presented with, this choice and a goodbye. And if you say either of them, then he's going to say, see you soon. So that's how it works. It's actually pretty nice. And the way this is being used right here is specifically for chat. It's being used specifically for chat. And so, yeah. So now let's get on to the main part of the video quest. So if I go under NPC, the guy to the right of them, so there are more different types of quests. I should probably talk about the extended dialogue. So the way it works is this dialogue that I showed you earlier, this runs if you've completed all the quests in this case, because quest is set to true. So he'll actually first tell you this, and you have to say quest 1. You have to say quest 1, quest 2, quest 3. And it should be, it says it right here, it should be quest number. Now, there, if you noticed right here, there's some extra ones. You still have the start and end and then the numbers, right? But you have a completed, active, and level. So, completed is what he says when you talk to him. So you have to talk to the NPC as soon as you finish the quest. And this is what he says. For active, it means you've talked to him and you've talked to him and you have not finished the quest yet. And then right here, if you can now set a level requirement in the quest. And if you don't meet the level requirement, this is what he says. He, she, they, But then for the player, the new thing here is that there's a repeat. So repeat, you always want to have this here, but you don't have to mess with it if you don't want a quest repeatable. But what this does is basically if you have a repeatable quest and like let's say quest 1 is repeatable and you beat it. He's going to say, he's going to go to quest 2 and start saying the quest 2 dialogue, but right at the start, you're going to be presented with, hi and goodbye, but you're going to be presented with a third option, which is this. Can I touch it again? And if you press that, then it's going to repeat quest 1. And when you complete a quest, it's going to go down to the next one, and then when you complete all of the quests, it runs the dialogue here. And of course, for any repeatable quests, like right here, you'll be presented with an extra option to repeat the quest. Now let's talk about the quests now. We've talked all about the dialogue. Let's talk about the quests. So Right here, this is how you specify whether or not you want a quest to be repeatable or not. Remember that this has to match the dialogue type so that it is matched. So the way that a quest starts is um, if you do not say goodbye, if you say goodbye to him, the quest will not start. You have to have an option that goes straight to the end, like sure, and then go to the end. He will say, see you soon or whatever you have for end, and then the quest will start. And so under quest name, this is what appears. So if I go ahead and just play it, I'm going to go ahead and also show you something else too. This is going to be useful for when you're testing. So if you hit current and go to the server and you go to replicated storage, this is and go under player data. This is how you can readjust the levels for a player that's in the game. So like I can give myself an extra item, for example, right? Or I can so what I'm going to go ahead and do is I was testing this earlier, so I'm going to go ahead and delete the active quests or the completed quests, which should mean that the NPC won't recognize it. So now if I go ahead and if I stop it and then play it again, it should start over. So now, so this thing is new. This was not in BW King 16's video. So at some point, basically at some point, if you watched BW King 16's crafting video, he ended up realizing, oh, there's magic right here, and there's a whole staff, and so in that same update they added areas. So if I go ahead and talk to him though, you see there's a quest button, right? If I pop it up, there's nothing. If I hit I have to go, see, it's not going to show up. But it'll say like hello, and I say hi. Can you touch the blue area? Thanks. So I can say nope, and what nope is going to do is it's going to take you to a different option. It goes straight to see you soon. See, it doesn't start. But if I were to say hi and then say sure, it's going to say see you soon, and then the quest is right here. Touch blue area. The way the area quests work is you just have to walk inside this area and then see, it's going to say 1. I've done it. If I go ahead and talk to the mob, it's going to say thanks for touching it. See you soon. And then notice I got like stats. And so that's basically sort of how it works. I'm going to go ahead and go ahead and explain more information now about how the quests work. So if I go to the script, and I'm going to have to turn off my camera again so that you can see it. So this right here, you can just say false 1 if you don't want a level requirement. If you say true, then this second number is what level they have to be to start the quest. Now this is the big thing right here, quest info. So quest name, if you saw earlier, this is the name of the quest that appeared on the top, right? So when I started it, you saw the thing that said touch blue area, right? If you didn't, let me show you one more time. I'll go ahead and do it for the. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and delete the quest again just to show you. But basically what this is gonna do though is what this is gonna do is make it so that so see how it is? So see how it says touch blue area? This is actually the objective. So if I look here, this is actually the quest objective, what you're seeing in the UI. What this is called right here is the quest name. So I don't think you can see the quest name anywhere. I don't know if you can or not, but I'm not sure if there's any way you can see the quest name or not, but what you see is the objective. I guess and the scripts and all. That's what the quest name is for. But usually, so this right here where it says touch blue area, um, so the quest name, you have to name the quest, but that's not what's going to, I guess, appear for the user. What the user is going to see is this touch blue area. When the quest objective is what is going to appear when they click quests. Now you may notice it says 1x, and then right here it says like 500 gold, right? So what that is saying right here, so this right here, the quest amount, so all of this is a point-based system. So it's a little bit different from Danrich's kit, the video I made for droplets. So there's only one objective you can do. You can, unless if there's a way, maybe to make a list and have multiple objectives, but I don't think that's how this quest system works. So you have you have one objective, and that's what the user sees right here. But the quest amount, that's how much that's the amount needed to finish the quest. So what that is that's the 1x right here. And so basically there's 3 different types of quests you can do. I have not figured out how stat works. As soon as I figure out how stat works, I'll go ahead and make a pinned comment in this video, just in text explaining it. But right now I know how the others work, so I'm going to go ahead and show you. So this actually may be what I had to do for stat right here, actually, now that I think about it. Because I think I should have said stat gold right here. But as soon as I figure it out, as I've said, I'll put it I'll make it a pinned comment in the video. Or I might put it in the description. But basically, like if you look down here, right, and you have the kill mobs and all, I made this quest right here to show you the retrieve. So, basically what this is, I can't really edit it until I stop it. I'm gonna go ahead and stop it so I can show you and edit it. But basically, the retrieve quest, the idea of what a retrieve quest is that basically you have to give him an item. It could be a tool or an armor, and you can have them pick it up, and it will. They can basically go ahead and hand it to you. Basically, the way it works is that you yeah. So basically, what you need here, what it doesn't tell you though, is you need a number. So, and I'm gonna go ahead and say like, okay, give NPC crossbow. And I'll say retrieve quest for the name. So this area right here, this I'm not sure if you can make an array. If I find out more information at this point, I might even make a part 2 on this video. But the idea of the area quests is you have this folder right here called quest areas. It has to be called quest areas. And like it's this transparent block right here, and those types require the player to stand in the area. And if they stand in the area, it gives them 1 point. So I'm guessing if you have it as 2, you just have to walk into it twice. Or you can have maybe 2 different areas in the same quest. But I think for how most people are going to use this, they're going to have 1 area. Like maybe it involves, entering some sort of world. Like, or, you have, maybe they require you to find the area, like you have to explore around the map and then find it. And it's, really hard to find. But as soon as you touch it, you complete the quest. If it's just 1 area, you might be able to have as I've said before, an array. And I might even be able to have an array and, specify how many points you need. I believe that's possible too. If you put this like in brackets, probably. Actually, I'm curious about that. I'm going to make this 2 and just see what happens. But yeah, this is basically the first type right here. And when you test this, remember it saves your data, so you have to remember to when you're testing like me, delete your active quest. Okay, and then we would go back, and I talk to him. Yeah, there we go. So it says, can you touch the blue area? So now I've made it so you have to touch it twice. So if I go in here, see, oh, it just counts twice. Okay. There you go. So it doesn't matter what you set it to. It's always gonna, they're always gonna count it. But what I want to try to figure out is if I do this, and then I say 1. That this might actually throw some errors. Y'all can feel free to experiment with this too. I'm just giving sort of a rundown. Okay, it doesn't even start. So I think that yeah, you can't do that. Okay, you can't make it an array. Good to know. So yeah, it says string expected. So you have to make this a string. You can't make a table. Okay. So that's how the area quests work in a nutshell, though. So all you have to do, it's as simple as that. You have a area, and you have it in the folder called quest areas, and that's over in workspace. You put in the area, and as soon as they step in it, it counts. Now the next type is retrieve quests that I'm going to go over. So right here, there's 2 types you can do. A stat, so like what I'm assuming this means is like you have to obtain a certain amount of gold and you have to give the gold, or kills. Under item right here, this is what the most important part you're probably looking for in a retrieve quest is. So yes, you can do stat to some degree, but this is what most of y'all are going to use. So right here it says Boolean. So this is kind of what's confusing. It says Boolean remove after finishing an item name. So really what you want to do is you want to specify the tool type right here. So whether it's tool, armor, or if you've made up a type, right? You're going to say the tool you need. What they don't tell you is you do need this. So what this is, if you don't have that in there, then it's only going to remove it if you have it. So you want this to have it on there. So basically what this means is if I were to not have the crossbow, I would be able to finish the quest. And if I did, it would take away the crossbow. So it would remove it from my inventory and count. So it actually will count as soon as you have it. So there is, I think, probably a glitch in the system where you could obtain it and then sell it for gold, and then it would count. So, maybe do that so you can get the gold from it. But you're going to get quest rewards, which is the one thing I forgot to talk about. So right here under quest rewards, you can actually give an array right here. The way it works is you have to say you can say stat. So basically you can you can have you say stat, tool, or armor, right? Right here. This is so the if you're doing a tool, you only need two things. So like if I wanted to give the crossbow, let's say, all I would have to do right here is say tool and then, crossbow. And that's all you have to do for that. So what that will do is upon completing the quest, it will reward you with a tool and it will reward you with a gold. And then let's say you want another stat. That's okay. All you have to do is you have to say stat, and then you can change this. So like let's you could have it give kills. You could have it give XP. So like let's say we want 500 XP for example, and then right here let's say we want this to give levels. So to give levels, you just say level. This is also how you make mobs drop levels. And let's say one. You level up by one level. And so basically this is rewarded to the player when they finish the quest. And for these retrieve type quests, it will take away the items. So let me show it in action just to show you what I'm talking about. And so right here, I'm gonna go ahead and talk to the guy right here and accept the quest. Now if I go under quests, it will show me right here. This is a little bit bugged right here. So I think that I think what you have to do is so you can specify how many tools you want to give. So I think yeah, maybe you do have to put a 1 right here. Basically, if you have, stacked items like, a potion or something, I think you can put a number right here and it tells you how many of them it gives. So see, I put a 1, right? So if I go under quests, let me go ahead and reset it just to show you. I might actually make the spawn bosses in a different video. We'll see. But I really don't think it's going to take me that long to show you spawn bosses. So, it's just taking me a lot longer to show you quests because the quest is huge now. There's a lot of different things going on in quests, and so I'm giving this tutorial to make sure that you understand everything about how it works. So if I go ahead and talk to the NPC and say hi, see now it says 1 crossbow. So yeah, you do have to put the number, but if it doesn't stack, you just put 1. So I'm going to go ahead and touch the area, see it's complete. Now, it says 500 XP, 500 gold, one crossbow. It shows that under the reward. And if I go ahead and talk, there you go. You've gotten that much XP, that much gold, and you get the crossbow. Now, if you want, you can now talk to the NPC and say hi. I didn't bother to make the dialogue, but he's now in the quest 2 dialogue. Now I'm gonna go ahead and show you what happens. So I'm gonna go ahead and sell my crossbow just to show you what happens because it's a little bit rigged now that I have the crossbow to finish the quest. So I can change it just to show you, but he is running quest 2. And I can show you because I can go right here and it says give NPC crossbow. And it says, see, it says 1 level, 1,000 gold, which means I'll be level 8. And I'll have 6,345 gold. But see, it says 0, right? And so if I talk to him even, it says you still need to finish the quest. See you soon. So, what you do is then you have to obtain the weapon. So you buy the crossbow, right? Now that I have the crossbow, it's going to show up right here that, okay, it's a little bit glitched. I don't know why. Alright, so I might have to, You might have to have it in there. The retrieve quest is a little bit glitched in this thing, but the idea is that you get the crossbow and it shows it adds one to the it adds one. What you could do at the same time is you can have it because all this does is it makes it so you have to it removes that item from you when you finish it. But I was thinking that the way that this works is if you have like a 1 right here, um, it will register that you have it. So as soon as you obtain it, yeah. Okay, you have to leave the game for some reason, but see, it registers that I have it now. No, and it gave the point because it registers that I have the crossbow. So now if I were to talk to the NPC, see, it takes the crossbow away, and the quest ends. Now, there's a third type of quest, the one that most of y'all will use, the kill type. So, for kill, you use this thing called killable right here. And you can have multiple types. So, because ultimately the way this works is that you have the quest amount. You can have multiple types in one. But the thing is that it won't really work out too well because this is a shared amount. So, if you have the quest amount, set to this is how many points they have. It's all a point system. They just need to reach this. In this case, they need to reach 5 points to complete the quest. So, like right here, these were all 1, right? You got 1 point right here for touching the blue area, but as you've seen earlier with the areas, it gives you all of the points. But right here, for the retrieve quest, you get 1 point when you obtain the crossbow. And then right here, this is where things get interesting. You can actually have multiple mobs right here. So you could say thief, range thief, you can say all of that. But and you can even have you could even have like a boss. Like you could say kill 20 mobs, right? And you could have the thief count as 1, and you can have the thief commander count as 5. And what this means is if you were to kill the thief commander, it would be just like killing 5 regular thieves. That's how you read that. So to show you, I'm going to go ahead and just put that in. So I'm going to make this 20. And I'm going to go ahead and say I'm going to put in the boss, right? Thief commander. And this is going to be 5. So I'm trying to show you that there's a shared objective. And this is, I think, what BW King 16 showed you. So, yeah. But now, if I start this, he'll do the same dialogue because, I never changed it, but it's going to be under Quest 3. Oh, and if you notice right here, can I kill more? It's because I made Quest 2 repeatable. And that was the option that I put under Quest 2. So, that's how you repeat it. And so if you were to say, can I kill more? It will go ahead and repeat Quest 2. And so you just buy the crossbow and give it to him. If it doesn't work, leave the game and rejoin. Because it is a little bit glitchy. But this is the tutorial I've made for it. But let's say, let's do the kill one now. So I'm going to say, hi, can you kill some thieves? Thanks. So now if I go under here, it's just going to tell you kill regular thieves, but it's going to be 20, right? So if I go ahead and, I'll go ahead and buy the crossbow so I can shoot, from a range. Or actually, I can even buy the staff. Show you some magic. So, the way the magic works is there's projectile and a beam. As BW King 16 might have mentioned. You may have seen him use the projectile. So the projectile, it sends a projectile up and it sends it to the enemy. It usually takes a lot longer, so you can conserve your MP. This actually uses way more MP. But see, like right here. And then the MP just overall goes up. But see, now I killed a mob, right? And it says 1. But let's say I kill the Thief Commander next, which actually has a GUI. If you just enable the boss GUI, this is how you get it to appear up here. But see, now, like, look, that counted as 5. So it's a shared objective overall. So that's actually what that means. So you're allowed to have an array of mobs, and you can have it kill other mobs, and then it just counts. And like, see, that counts as 5. That counts just like as killing 5 regular thieves. And then once you reach 20, you can complete the quest. So that is pretty much how quests are summed up, and how you can use quests. It's really not that hard. There's just a lot to talk about because he had a lot of things in there. But see, like, if I go under quests, see, I have 11, right? And if I were to kill one regular thief, see, that'll count as 12. So yeah, so that's how it works. And so I'll go ahead and kill him one more time. I can go ahead and in another video I can show you how the magic system works, because I don't think BW King 16 went that deep into the magic system. So I can go ahead and show how that works in another video. This video is solely on quests. So yeah, if I go ahead and talk to them, yeah, thanks for killing them. Oh, and then here's something that you need to know. So with the complete quest, he will say that, but you can actually this is going to be the repeat quest for quest 2 though. So if you don't want to do anything, you can just say I have to go, but you do get the stats. And then see, it goes back to the dialogue here since I finished it, but you have the extra option of can I kill more because of that repeatable quest. So that's pretty much it for quests. So I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about how spawn bosses work now. So when you load the kit, you'll notice, so like in Droplets kit, you had something in the starter GUI that said spawn UI, right? That's no longer there. So the way it works is it will actually display a message right here, and when you hit spawns, it will tell them how many seconds that they are there. So you go under server storage and you go under modules, and like there is something important though. I forget what line it's in, but you need to put something in an if statement if you want it to work with HD admin. So if you want it to work with HD admin, you do have to you do have to put in an if statement. I don't know if I want to show that though, but I'm just telling you you have to do that. I'm just trying to search for what I did because this is the general kit. But it is possible to use it with HD admin. So in line 334, right here, where it says collection service, you want to put this in an if statement. So it's going to be if mob instance is descendant of. Basically, this and then you wanna put this right here. So basically, the problem with HD admin, a lot of people use HD admin for moderation. I will say that it's probably better and easier if you just use Cole's admin, but you know, if you want to use HD admin, that is how you do it with HD admin. Now, anyway, back to what we were talking about. So, like, if I wanted to add a HD admin now, HD admin. We go ahead and add that, right? Usually what this does is it will duplicate the mobs, because what it does is it saves everything to the server storage, but the mobs in the server storage still spawn. So that's actually, so what I just did here was I was basically telling it to not include the workspace mobs. So now if I were to go and have them go after me, see, I've included HD admin. So if I were to have them to go after me, see, it doesn't duplicate them. So that's the fix. And you can still kill the mobs. I just thought I would show it because a lot of people have questions. It's really an easy fix. But you just put it around an if statement, and that's how you do it. But I know a lot of people use HD admin, so I just thought I might shout out to BW King 16 though for finding the fix. Because a lot of people use HD admin, and I know BW King 16. If you're watching this, you might be wondering why I did that, why I showed the fix. It's just because a lot of people use HD admin, so I thought maybe that could be I could be of some help. So ultimately, though, that's how the quests work. So if you want to go to I think BW King 16 showed the portal system, right? Where you have to use the I'll look at his previous videos once I'm done, but I think he probably explained that you have to have a part in TP for spawn to teleport to spawn. To fix the spawn description here, you have to use droplets, the droplets kit. You have to define a mouse and then copy droplets code for the spawn and just call the function. So that's a very easy fix. I don't even need to show it to you because you can go. BW King 16 has the re-uploaded droplets kit. I don't recommend you using droplets kit though because it's outdated, but it would fix the issue with pressing T to spawn. And other than that, I think that's pretty much everything other than the spawn mobs. So let's get to the spawn mobs. So where Thief Boss is, he's gonna spawn right. I'm gonna go ahead and move him just to show you how it works. So it does work a little bit differently. So in something called game config, which is in replicated storage, you have the high score config obviously for the leaderboards, and you can always do if you can always make a high score 3, and you can say gold, XP, whatever. You can have a tag right here, and this is how you do like VIP. You can do asset, asset ID, all that. And so, yeah. All right, so under game config, you're going to notice that there's a lot of new things from compared to BW King 16's older videos. So This I recommend setting defaults because what this does is when you equip armor, it heals you right back to 100%. Now, the way it works if it's false is it'll give you the health, but it'll have to heal. The problem is that this thing is a little bit broken because people could just unequip the armor, equip the armor again, they're back to full health. So I do recommend setting this to false. I also recommend setting this to a number other than 0. This basically adds additional health every time you level up. This right here, the drop percent, this is how to so in the older kits, like in the older kit, I don't know if this might be some of the same things BW King 16 did though, but basically for some of the things like drop percent here, um so this actually tells you what percent damage you need to get the rewards like from the enemy. But how it used to be before in Eversign V1 and Droplets kit, right? That one, I think that this Eversign V2 used this system too. So, um, basically what I'm trying to explain is it's different. So in the older kits, it used to be whoever dealt the first attack gets all the rewards and no one else gets it. Now it's whoever does 25%, so it can be up to multiple, but you can change this to just like 1 or 10 or, even 100 so that only one person gets it, but, he has to deal all of the damage. So, there's global stacking. So basically in every item, such as like tool and armor, right? There's going to be something that's called stacking. And if that's set to true, then you can get it again. Otherwise, you can only have one. If global stacking is on, though, every item will stack. That'll be ignored. Crit chance, it's the chance of getting a critical, and in your tools, you can specify how the critical is used. So like right here, you can go and set I think you can set it. I don't remember. Anyway, I think critical doubles your damage, if I'm right about that. You can put in the comments about how that works, but yeah. So I think that's I was thinking somewhere you could specify how you want the criticals to affect your tools though. But let's get back to the spawn bosses. So of course you have the buffs and all. The mobs, you can specify how you want the mobs. You have mob rank colors, but right here, this is what we're talking about right here. So these are the spawn bosses. So the way that this works is this is actually a range. So if it's between, so if it's less than 7,500, it will be rated as common. If it's, I think, above 7,500, it will be uncommon. So I think it's like everything less than or equal to this number is how this works. So basically, you can give it a name and give it a color. And this is how you disable the support GUI. All right, so now we're going to move on to spawn bosses. So if we go to the server storage and spawn mobs, this is how it works. So down here where it says spawn details, you can actually use this folder as server storage. So if you want to like have a mob that you want to reuse for later, you can't just put it in server storage anymore because it'll respawn. You can put it under spawn mobs and set mob spawn defaults, which means it won't spawn. If you set mob spawn to true, then it will. And like, let's say we do 7,501. It should say uncommon. This right here is the area that you have it spawn. So right here, it's gonna make a box, right? That says, or actually, we're gonna set it to 10, just to test it out. It's gonna show the area that it's in. It'll show the type, the rarity, the area, and it'll show you what chance it is, like 1 in 10. This right here for the despawn, that's how much time it's there. After that amount of time, it'll despawn. But the way it despawns is it automatically gets killed. So it's different from the other mobs. In Droplet's kit, when the mobs despawned, they despawned and no one got anything. You had to kill them within the time limit. But here, it's just as long as you've done the percent of damage in the game config. So if I go to like game config and replicated storage, you know, there's a percent, right? 25%. So because the way this works is it will actually kill the mob. So you don't have to kill him. You don't have to fully kill him. You just have to do 25% before it despawns, and then you've got it. So that's actually how it works in Orion's kit. Yeah, it's a little bit weird. It takes some time getting used to. You know, teleport location, if you want it to teleport the player upon killing, or 25% in this case. You can reward a badge right here. You just put the badge ID. That's all you have to put in. You give the items. A lot of y'all are probably wondering how to do empty mobs, or sorry, empty weapons, and I think BW King 16 showed it. So if I were to go to like Thief right here, you know how he drops like an iron sword, right? I notice a lot of y'all just use iron swords. If you don't want it to drop anything, this is how you do it without making any errors. You just make an empty list just like that. And just one set of empty brackets, and that's how you do no item drops. It took me a while to figure that out too, and BW King 16 I think said it in this video, and that's how I figured it out. But yeah, so that's really all you have to do for spawn bosses. And then if I hit play, he should spawn. And see, there you go. So it says Thief Boss, it says Common, and it shows you the rarity, like, 1 in 10. It tells you the area and the color. If I go to spawn, it tells you how many seconds left. It tells you how many seconds left you have to kill him. And so I'm going to go ahead and kill him, and as soon as you kill him, it should go away. And see, he's gone. But just because of the increased rarity, he respawned again. That usually won't happen. I have it as 1 in 10, just for the sole purposes of this video. But let me show you what happens if he despawns. So I'm gonna go ahead and deal, like, let's say half damage, just so I can still get the stats, and then let him kill me. Okay, now we're gonna wait for this timer to run out. So I'm gonna show you what happens. So he's gonna die. He's actually gonna die, and you're gonna get the stats. Of course, since he's 1 in 10, he'll instantly respawn. But this is how it works. It's actually very interesting. So it doesn't even pop up in the chat anymore. You're not even going to see that spawn message unless if you have this open for the seconds, right? This is going to pop up right here. And you can always hit X right here to get rid of it. And that's what's going to pop up. And so I did set it for a long time. But once this expires, see right there. See, he died. It is a little bit glitched. I think because I have it set to 1 in 10. So it killed them off a little bit earlier, but if you just saw it, that's how they despawn. So it just automatically kills them. If you've done 25%, it gives you the levels. So that's how it works. I guess I guess I can maybe show you the magic as well. I'll go ahead and include timestamps since this is kind of a long tutorial. I'll go ahead and include timestamps here so you can just watch it in parts. Um, so for magic, because magic can actually be a little bit complicated in this game. So there's the mobs cannot use magic. You'll have to set, some sort of ranged thing for them. For the ranged mobs, by the way, this is the ranged behavior script right here. You give the projectile. This is how far away from the player, the mob needs to shoot at the player. The shoot cooldown, the velocity set, basically the velocity and acceleration, from your physics class. That's how this is how the projectiles work, and this is actually how it works for ranged weapons as well. Like if I go under replicated storage and I go under items and tools and crossbow and item config, you're going to see the same thing. Acceleration, velocity. We have a spread, angle, and pierce. So the pierce is, I guess, how many mobs it can hit. So like right here, what this means is it can hit 4 mobs. One arrow can hit 4 mobs. I think that's what the pierce is. And then, yeah. And then for the melee mobs, I think... Yeah, okay. I think at this point I'm just referencing a lot of the things BW King has referenced, but I thought some of this can be a refresher. So I'm going to go ahead and now show you how to do... if you ever used eJAWS kit, you don't need to implement that fix I did for HDadmin. That if statement that I was showing you, that's how you can use HDadmin with Orion. And shout out to BW King 16 for finding the fix. So obviously in the data script, the server script service, you've got the quests right here. So another question you might be having, just while we're on the topic of quests, is you may be wondering, because with the weapons and armor, under the items, you have to sync them across all places so that, it can save. If you visit a place that doesn't have it, you go back, it's not going to be in your inventory anymore. So what you do is, yeah, you have the high score main, for the leaderboards. This for quests syncs it. As long as you have this quest, it will sync it. So you do not need to copy the NPCs. It will sync across all universes. Now for magic, let's get into magic. So the way the magic works is if I go under staff, and yes, you've got, there is something BW King probably forgot to show you, the level sword. This scale with, you can scale it with any stat, and that's how you make a level sword. And that's how RVD Boys made the fist in RPG Journeys. Alright, so for the staff, there's something called MP, right? You can actually probably have armors increase the MP as well. So because it's just a stat, like with the armor, you can actually add walk speed and all that. I think you can probably add MP as long as you wear armor. Actually, let me go ahead and try that. Because the magic's going to use MP, right? So in bronze armor, I'm going to go ahead and say MP 25. And this adds it. So theoretically, what this is going to do is it's going to make it so that my MP goes up to 50 instead of 25, as long as it's on. As long as the armor is on, it will go up to 50. Oh. Whoops, I have an error here. Well, basically, yeah, you need a comma here if you're going to include multiple stats that you want it to add. But see, I have 100 HP and 25 MP, right? But if I put this on, see, now I have 50 MP. So you can use that. You can use it to see, not only did it increase my health, right? It increased my MP. So now I can use way more. So that's how I actually increase the MP. And I think a lot of people may set the MP to 100. But in case you were wondering, that's how you do it for armors. Because, I don't know, I just kind of had that idea too with, some of my games, maybe to have the armors increase the MP as well. But, I mean, I don't know. This is just if you wanted to do that. You don't have to. But see, that's how it works. And then as soon as I get rid of it, see, it's just going to be... I actually noticed that it increases it faster, too, when you have more MP like that. So, I don't know. But basically, there's two types I wanted to get across for magic. So, so the way it works is that there's a casting type. So, like, if I set this to... if I set this to projectile and then hit play, the way it works is it will send a projectile like that, and it even makes a sound. I'm gonna go ahead and unmute the desktop audio so you can actually hear what's happening. But basically, yeah. So see, if I send this to the mob. It actually is a little bit broken right now, the projectile. You have to actually spam click it for it to do damage. I don't know why, but it is... Or no, it worked. But I noticed that in Legend of Purple Raven when I made a block staff, and it did that. In the square cave with the blockheads. But see, that's how the projectile works. Now, the interesting thing is... So that's a projectile. This is beam right here. So if I do beam, yeah, and I think the distance is how far you want the. See, that's how that works. All right, so then there's something called distance. So I think it's how far out. That's how far out do you want it? So if I make it 100, theoretically, it should allow you to go farther. A lot farther, look at that. Which means I should be able to damage the enemies from a distance. Yeah, see? I was able to damage it from all the way over there. Because I made the distance large. And now... the size of the spell, I think it's the size of the projectile or the size of the beam. You see, when I increase it to 3, that makes the beam like larger. Yeah, the funny thing is you're probably like, oh, you said you were going to do this in a different video, and then you decide to, make it in this video. I just realized that, I tend to do timestamps, so I was thinking I was just going to go ahead and put it in one video. So, that should do that, and then if I were to use projectile... Actually, there is one other thing I want to show you first. So, this is AoE. So... right now, it can only hit one enemy, but if I set this to true, it'll hit all enemies within the blast radius, and then you can increase the blast radius. Right now, it's 5, so And then this spell cost right here is how much MP it uses. And then the color theme, you have to, if you go under the modules right here, the modules and replicated storage, you'll see something called color themes. You can always make your own color themes, but it's been using the forest one for the purpose of that video. But that's how you can, recolor the projectile or the beam. So now if I were to do this, see the explosion, it makes an explosion. And basically this explosion, let me test it out with this, because I'm going to aim at the ranged one here. See, it damaged all three. So if you can make it bigger, you can make the blast radius bigger. So like I can make it 10, right? And what that does is it's going to make a bigger explosion. See, it increases the size of the explosion. So if I were to, and by the way, auto fire is enabled for this weapon, so what it means is you can just hold it down and it will use it. But see, like, look, it easily. But see, it'll even fire when you don't have enough MP. It's just not going to do it. It's just not going to fire until your MP regenerates. But see, that's how it works. And so it's actually pretty interesting. So now, you might be wondering, okay, how does this affect projectiles? So if I were to use projectiles, I'm pretty sure, the size is going to throw a bigger projectile. That actually may be what you have to do in some cases for certain games. But remember, if you have AoE turned off, it's only going to hit one enemy. If you wanted to do multi-hit, you have to turn on AoE. But see, that's how it works. And see how it didn't go that far because I had the distance, right? But if I were to change the distance here to 100, the projectile would be able to go a lot farther. See, it's limited by the distance. So if I set this to 100 and then play it, then you are able to send it a lot farther. See it? Now it went a lot farther than usual. And so and see it's a bigger ball, right? Because I increased the size of the projectile. Before, remember, it was just a tiny ball, but it's a big ball, and see it's damaging multiple monsters. So that's pretty much how magic works. I'll probably make a playlist like how BW King 16 did for other videos. But since this one's like a long video, I'm gonna go ahead and add timestamps. So if you only needed help on one thing, you can go ahead and look. You can go ahead and look at it. But yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and reset this to the way it was before that, just so it's when BW King 16 touches this, because this is his place as well, where he makes some tutorials here, I guess. Well, I think he uses some sort of RPG game, but he might here. But at any rate, yeah. So that's pretty much how that works. Oh, I think I have time to show something else. So, you may be wondering about keys, right? So, so the way you do keys, I'm pretty sure, is I'm just going to type in key. And I'm just going to go ahead and take right, like this right here, right? So what you have to do is you find a key handle like this, and I can call it like bronze key. And you're going to delete the handle. you're going to name this handle. And then what you have to do is you have to drag this into the key. And then if you've got tool grip editor like me, you can go ahead and edit. See how the key is kind of floating? You can go ahead and edit. You can go ahead and edit it so that it uses the, it has the key. Let me just think about, okay. Trying to figure out which way. Okay, it's probably, yeah, this way. Okay, it's going to be something like that, and then yeah, you can move it like this. I really don't think you do have to pay Robux to use a tool grip. But yeah, it's going to be something like that. Yeah. And so then all you have to do with the key is you want to give it a type that's not on here. And then of course you can have it dropped by any mobs, or in this case I'm going to go ahead and just say that you get the key. But what I'm going to go ahead and test it out with is this level door. So the way you do it is you go into config, and then under tool requirement here, you instead of nil, you're going to say tool, and then bronze key. Or actually, you're going to need a table. So to do that, you do the brackets right here, and you say tool, and then bronze key. And then that I think should work. It's possible that that there was something else done. Oh, you wanna set this to 0. In your keys config, set this to 0, and since it is of type key, yeah, I think that should be it. Under level door, yeah, you're gonna say this. You have to have the mobs drop it, right? So like, I'm gonna go ahead and go to Thief Commander right here, and I'm gonna say that he drops the key when you kill it, right? So all you have to do is I'm gonna go ahead and just say tool, and say key, or sorry, say bronze key. I know it's not really bronze. I'm just naming it that. And then 1. So what this should do is this should make it. You can make it a sword or an armor as well. But see, like if I go right here, see how it says requires bronze key. So there's no way you can go through it. This works with portals as well. So like if I were to, I can do it with portals as well, because so if I were to go to the portals and portal room config, and right here I say tool, and I say bronze key. You can always keep this as nil if you don't want a tool requirement. You don't have to have a tool requirement everywhere, but I'm just showing you how to do tool requirements, because in a lot of games it's very easy, but I'm just showing it to you. See, like I can't go in there, I can't go into the portal, right? But now I'm gonna go ahead and try killing the Thief Commander. right? I'm gonna go ahead and kill the thief commander. He's gonna drop the key. See, he dropped the key, right? And now I have it. So now that I have the key, I can go through here and I can use the portal. And that's pretty much it. You just want to make it of type key. So, I think I could probably fix the key as well. But, because right now you do have the swords, but I think if you go into tool client it is, maybe. I don't know. You can figure that out though when you do it. But that's pretty much how you just do it. You can I guess you could comment this out right here. I guess you could change these to nil. Possibly. Because the keys work a little bit different. It was a lot easier to do this, you know, in the it's a lot easier to do this in the there you go. And I don't think it's given any errors, right? Wait. What? Yeah. So that's how you get rid of it. You just set it all to nil. I guess what I could try doing now is removing the item from myself and just testing it to make sure you can still get it. I'm gonna go ahead and remove it so I don't have it anymore. So I guess all I have to do is just stop and go back in, and I shouldn't have it anymore. Okay. So that means I don't have it, so it won't let me through. So or it won't let me use the portal. So if I were to oh god, I did not mean to get all of them attracted. I was just trying to. All right, bronze key. Okay, so yeah, that's all you have to do. And see, now the key doesn't do anything. And if I go to like a mob, you may be wondering about like training dummies. You know, at this point the video, all you have to do for a training dummy is just set the training dummies to like to not do any damage. But see, I can literally go through. I can use the portal. Very easy. So that's all you have to do. Now, of course, I forgot to set the if you set the icon ID to nil, that is how you get the yeah, that's how you get rid of the key right there. But that's pretty much it. You know, very, very simple. It's really not that much of work. And if you want to see more tutorial content, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. And then yeah, so if you wanted to make a training dummy, all you have to do is like if I wanted to make this thief into a training dummy, all I would have to do is all you have to do is set you set its walk speed to 0, so that way it doesn't move. So let's actually go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this, and let's call this dummy. All you have to do is and delete the iron sword. Under mob config, all you do is you can set its health, like let's set his health to 100, right? Let's let's maybe have him level 5. And so your damage is going to be set to 0. Um I guess you can set the follow distance to 0. Um you set its walk speed to 0. So what this does is it makes it so it won't move. You set its jump speed to 0, and under statistics, you're going to make that empty. You're not even going to have kills because it's just a training dummy. Um, and then under items, you set this to empty. And I think that's about it. I guess you can have this as nil. And you can have all the animations as empty. And then if I were to go ahead and run it, it should mean, I mean, there will be attraction of other mobs probably because he's around the range of other mobs. But if I were to if I were to go to the dummy, see he doesn't even attack, right? And notice that I'm only following them, right? That's how you create a training dummy. And then, of course, you can change the colors to make them look more like a training dummy. I'm just trying to show you generally how you would do it. So this way, you're only... This way, yeah. So that's pretty much it. See, like for the this is how you do it for the training dummy though. And see, I'm still able to damage him, and he doesn't he doesn't drop anything. So that's that's how you do it. I guess Iron Sword would probably do the most damage. Yeah. All right. Like, I'll go ahead and try to kill him so you can just see what happens. But he'll still respawn. He'll still respawn, theoretically. If I didn't, then there could be something wrong. But I think he should be able to respawn, or not. Yeah, he did. Okay. So that's all you have to do. And I think that's probably going to be about it. So if you want to see more content like this, be sure to let me know in the comments. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Be sure to check out BW King 16 as well. He makes good tutorials as well. So be sure to check him out, and check out the cool mates in the description. And until next time, Waiting Coast out.